Barstool Sports. Titus, Brandon Walker. Mostly Sports.
Welcome to Mostly Sports. I'm Mark Titus. He's Brandon Walker. Today is Thursday, February 8th. We are live from Las Vegas. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
You told me before the show, you said, Brandon, and I said, yes, Mark. And you said, I know who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yep, I do.
I think I do too, but I don't know what you think you know, and I know what I think I know.
Let's say it at the exact same time. You ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Bengals.
Are we going on shoot or are we going on 3? Because I was going to do 1, 2, 3, shoot, and then
You
say
never
it.
say shoot. Okay.
But is it 1, 2, 3,
All right.
and then we say it?
Yeah.
Or is it 1, 2, 3, shoot, go?
1, 2, 3.
Ready, go,
Word.
say it.
1, 2, 3. Word.
Okay. All right. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3. Fuck, I was hoping you would say it. I think it's the Niners. I'm going to say that.
I think that too.
I think it's the Niners.
I think that too. Here's why. I don't know. I don't know, other than the fact that these two teams played in the Super Bowl 3 years ago, possibly 4 years ago, definitely played before. And the Niners controlled that game for 55 minutes, and then the Chiefs just closed like bats out of hell. Okay? That has nothing to do with this game Sunday. Nothing at all. But I think the Niners win.
Unless you want to point out, I think the Chiefs have gotten worse since then.
Uh-huh.
The Niners have gotten better.
Or
I don't have any basis for that argument other than I just feel like they both.
So here, let me throw this idea at you. The nation has decided that Baltimore had a terrible game plan against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The nation is right because the Ravens did have a terrible game plan. They had the number one rushing offense in the National Football League this year, and against the Chiefs, they decided to run it 6 times. Okay? So if they had run it more, maybe they win the game.
Yep.
The Chiefs' defense ranked 28th against the run this year, I believe. That it could be. But it was bottom third of the league against
It's
the
not
run.
good, yeah.
The Niners are not going to forget to run the football.
They're not, no.
The Niners are going to run the football a lot. And I think McCaffrey is going to have a huge game, and I think the Niners and everything about Mahomes, I know it's Mahomes is an underdog. I know it's all this. You can't bet against Mahomes. Well, he has already lost the Super Bowl.
He has.
He has lost the Super Bowl. And in that Super Bowl, a better defense shut them down. They scored 9 points. So it is possible that Mahomes isn't going to walk on water and lift this team to a victory.
The other thing the Niners aren't going to do like the Ravens did is if the run's not working or if they're playing from behind or anything, they're not going to just shit their pants and be like, oh, fuck, we got to change everything. Like the Niners
No,
could be
they
down.
didn't shit their pants
They could be
against-
down 14-0.
Yeah.
And they're still going to
They were down
run the football.
17 to the
Yeah.
Lions, right?
Yeah.
They're not. I think the Niners are. Of course, I mean, obviously, the Niners were able to come back against the Lions. They were able to come back against the Packers. And Mahomes and Andy Reid are not the Lions or the Packers.
Yeah.
But I got this weird feeling that the Niners are going to win this game.
The
too.
Niners are they're just better. They have so much more fucking talent to me. The one thing about the Niners that's the question mark is Brock Purdy, but I've been watching all 22 the last couple nights.
Yeah.
He's good. I think I'm pro Brock Purdy. He's a good quarterback.
I think he's very average, and then sometimes he's just really good. But he has a knack for being really good when it really matters.
Yeah.
Like that second half against Green Bay was perfect. Not
Yeah.
Green Bay, the last
The
team,
Lions.
Detroit, yeah. That second half against Detroit was perfect.
Yeah.
He got one lucky pass, which was off the helmet, and then once he got that, he rolled.
Yeah, and he was making plays with his legs, and he was.
Yeah.
But like the way people talk about him, you would think he's
Yeah.
just handing the ball off to Christian
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
like he's in a wheelchair, and he doesn't have use of his arms, and somehow.
Is that how they talk about him?
Actually,
What do you think a game manager is?
I don't think you get put in a wheelchair if you didn't control your arms. There really is no equivalent. If your arms don't work, they don't put you in some sort of, right?
Can you imagine that being like a? Just like watching, you just flipping through ESPN and you just hear some guy in a suit. He's like, I think Brock Purdy, to me, guys, I know there's a lot of talk earlier in the season about him winning the MVP. What I'm seeing is a guy in a wheelchair who has no use of his arms.
Hey, listen, the thing about it is he just doesn't have that breakaway speed that other guys have. I think we're 5 minutes in the show. We already have Brock Purdy in a wheelchair.
We have, yeah. No, I think Brock Purdy's good. I think he's good. I think we talk about Brock Purdy a lot on the show.
Yeah.
I don't love him, but I don't think it's fair to say that he's like there's this belief that he's just going to completely fuck it up for the Niners.
And he never has done that.
And he never really has.
He had one game in the regular season. He threw 4 picks against the Ravens. That's a regular season.
But his brain wasn't scrambled. He had scrambled brain.
No, his brain wasn't scrambled in that game. You're talking about earlier.
But the Ravens were going to beat their ass.
Yeah,
they were going to beat their ass.
He had one bad game. That happens. It happens.
But what I'm saying is it wasn't just him. Like the whole team stunk.
Yeah.
And then the other games didn't count because his brains were scrambled. He had liquid brains. He was just sloshing around.
Wait,
he was cutting on the field, and you could just like a water tank.
Were they liquefied?
They were liquid. It was scrambled to such an extent they were liquefied. You could hear it sloshing. There was sloshing going. He would cut this way, and all the brain would go up here, and then it would slosh back. My sources are telling me his brain is solidified for Sunday.
Is that a medical term, sloshy brain?
Sloshy brain. Yeah.
Slosh, okay.
Slosh.
Guys, don't expect much out of him. He's sloshed right now.
He's got a real sloshy brain.
Can I just point out one thing? First of all, it's Jersey Day.
Yeah.
I'm wearing. We need to go ahead and go around the room for Jersey
Day.
Yeah.
You look like you're wearing like an adult men's softball league that's sponsored by like the air conditioning company in town.
It doesn't fit at all. I did not try it on before I bought it, and I am very rotund. I'm very round. I'm very doughy in this shirt. I'm usually doughy in most shirts, but this shirt just says, "Hey, look how doughy this guy is." TJ, if you could just zoom in. So this is a jersey of the TJ. If you could just zoom in. This is a jersey of the Kenosha Kingfish, an independent league team up there in Kenosha, Wisconsin, who I believe did a jersey and took submissions from all their fans about their dogs. So this is all the dogs of Kenosha Kingfish, and somehow it just changed the color of the camera. Well, you know what, Jake? Let's press the right button. Jake, are you mic'd up?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, we're micing up Jake now?
Look, Hollywood over here.
You guys are the ones who say you want to be mic'd up.
I never said that.
We never said.
We've never met you.
Did we ever say that, Stefan, that we wanted to mic up? We just wanted to talk to him.
At what point did we say, keep the mic on, don't take the mic off?
No, don't take it off. No, what are we doing?
What are you doing? You're on the fucking show. Be a professional. This fucking guy.
Oh,
you give him one compliment, he takes the world.
I saw when it happened, it wasn't Jake's fault. It was Stefan walked over and was like, just in case, here's the mic.
Can I just real quick, and this is not a big deal. Stefan.
Why were you blue? What happened there?
Why did I turn blue? I'm blue. Stefan now go ahead and walk in front of the camera, Stefan. It's already done now. Stefan is the worst fucking person we have at this company. The worst. Did you hear that? That's what we hear all day, every day. Stefan, can you do this? Sounds like somebody getting fucked. Jesus, Stefan. All right. I'm still blue. Why am I blue?
On it, asshole.
You're an asshole.
What happened?
Jake pressed the blue button.
Jake, did you press the blue button?
Yeah, press the auto white balance button.
There's not a button to counteract that button?
I will.
Hey, Stefan, I know we're in Vegas and the Blue Man Group's big here, but this is ridiculous. I mean, come on.
So blue. All right. What are you wearing?
I wanted to talk about yours more.
Okay.
But this whole fucking thing happened.
Yeah.
And now
What do you think about my dog jersey?
I like it. That's what I wanted to add.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a good idea. These are all fans.
Fans' dogs, I believe.
Yeah. And it's Kenosha.
Kenosha Kingfish.
Okay, so
it's not. Yeah. I was in my.
Is this the most famous instance of a man?
I was wearing
from your town.
I went to the antiquing store up there in Stoughton, Wisconsin on Saturday, and that guy owns the Madison Mallards.
Good name.
Good name. And he had a bunch of Madison Mallards jerseys in there, and he had a bunch of the jerseys from these teams, and I like this one. I like the one with the dogs on it.
I like that.
All right.
It's a good one.
What are you wearing?
I am wearing an authentic game-worn.
S-piece? What's S-piece?
An S-piece.
S-piece Indy Heat.
The Spiece Indy Heat jersey that we wore in 2005 in Vegas when we won the Reebok Big Time AAU tournament back-to-back years. It was our second one. We were going for a dynasty, and then we got too old and we had to graduate. But there was a moment there where Tom Emanski was shaking. He was sweating. The back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back.
But that
How many did he win? 4?
I don't know, but that was baseball. That's not even.
Yeah, but it's across. Like Tom Emanski is the gold standard for youth sports, and the Spiece Indy Heat team.
If you had won.
We were catching them, and then
If you passed Tom Emanski, do they give you one of those tall hats like Fred McGriff? Fred McGriff and the. TJ, you guys, you younger boys, you know about the Fred McGriff and the Tom Emanski stuff?
No.
That commercial doesn't do anything for you?
Dog?
Can you find Fred McGriff, Tom Emanski?
back to. It was 3 or 4.
I don't know if it was 3 or 4.
Back to
I just
back to
remember
back to back. I
Fred
think it was
McGriff
4.
wearing that tall ass hat.
I remember the dipshit 11-year-old throwing into a trash can from
No,
center
it
field.
was a overturned bucket, right?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
It was like a trash bucket.
And it
but
bounced like twice.
Yeah.
I
then
definitely
I
want
was
to see this
like-
commercial.
Yeah.
How was this commercial on every single? This commercial was on all
The
the
financing that Tom Emanski had to
pull this off?
get all this ad space is crazy. But anyway, this is the jersey I was on.
Oh, there they are. There they are.
There we go. Yeah,
Look
yeah.
at them. Look at
Look at these fundamentals.
Oh, yeah.
And with Coach
This
Emanski's
is how you
defensive
get the
drills
kid. This is
video,
him.
you'll learn the amazing training secrets of
One,
America's
two.
finest
Hey,
baseball
got it in
team.
there. It was
The
trash
defensive
can,
drills
right.
video features revolutionary training
Yeah, word for
techniques
McGriff and that
developed
tall
by
ass hat.
professional scout and instructor Tom Emanski.
We have
Techniques
brought
that
in
get
the-
results, producing baseball
We've got a pit
players
crew here. We
back-to-back
brought in a third-
national
Oh, that's
third
championship
specialist to
teams
try to
have
work
won
don't
their
work. I was
gold
gonna
medal
listen
in
to it,
international
but-
Yeah,
competition.
well,
In a
listening-
recent review,
listening to
Collegiate
things
Baseball
overrated.
Magazine exclaimed,
Crunch
with
time
Coach
tips
Emanski's
with Coach
techniques, the
Emanski's-
future of baseball is here today. Even top
Just
professional
relax,
players are
man.
impressed.
Just relax.
ask
Is this
Major
drill
League
good?
superstar Fred McGriff.
No. What is that? Look at
can't-
that hat.
there we
Look at
go.
that tall ass hat.
But I've given them my full endorsement.
He's 7'3"
When you
in that
watch
hat.
Yeah.
You'll know why.
All right, thank you,
Defensive
TJ.
drills
Thank you, TJ. Or can we get Brandon?
Yeah, just a solo shot on me, please.
Hey, we fixed it.
Oh, thank you. That guy. Thank you, that guy.
Thank you. Joe.
Joe, thank you, Joe.
Joe.
Joe doesn't. I don't think I've ever met Joe. Hi, Joe.
What's up, Joe?
I would love Joe. Joe, you think I'd love you? Oh boy. All right. What was? Okay. Can I just make a confession? Oh, TJ, your jersey, please.
Yeah, it's a very topical jersey today, but I'm wearing my Degrassi High School Jimmy Brooks.
Because do you get it?
What?
Speaking of guys in wheelchairs, right?
Yeah. Well, after his basketball career ended, yes.
Yeah, right? That's all I remember about that show is Drake was shot. Like,
I don't even remember that being a show. Was that on Nickelodeon or Disney?
I have no idea. I only know that this exists because Drake became famous, and then
Yeah.
as he was famous, everyone was like, "This is the kid that got
Yeah.
shot on Degrassi."
Oh, he got shot.
Is that the name of the show, Degrassi?
Remember when Carlton Banks got shot? No, Will got shot. Will got shot. Him and Carlton were at the ATM, and he got shot. And Will jumped in front of Carlton. He got shot in the ass or the back. I think the ass, though. And then, but one time Carlton got hooked on uppers, and they went.
No,
to
you're
prom.
thinking of Jessie Spano.
No, that was caffeine pills. You're thinking of that was caffeine
Thinking of
pills.
Jessie Spano. She's so excited.
Yeah, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
Help me, Zach.
Caffeine pills.
Caffeine pills.
It's
She's
just
on caffeine pills.
it's the hidden killer. Caffeine pills. They'll
Yeah.
get you.
Great jersey, TJ. Everybody did well this week, I think.
I got a question. Everybody loved Kelly Kapowski, right? And I never really got into Kelly Kapowski that much. Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Do you think as they grew up that Elizabeth Berkley? Hurley? No, Hurley. The one that
Berkley.
played Jessie Spano.
It's Berkeley.
I think she turned out hotter Is that a crazy take?
It's a crazy take, yeah.
Yeah?
I saw
Everybody loves Tiffany Amber Thiessen. I've never been able
Tiffany
to get
Amber
there.
Thiessen still.
You think she's all time, huh?
She's still all time.
Yeah.
She's still.
Good for her. Good for her.
No, nothing against Elizabeth Hurley.
Berkeley, I
Berkeley.
think.
Who's Elizabeth Hurley?
That's a hot-ass British woman. She was in Austin Powers, the
Did
first
she
one.
show anything?
She showed there's a movie.
see?
There's a movie called The Weight of Water, I believe, where she's fully nude.
Okay.
And well, yes,
Elizabeth Berkley was
Elizabeth-
in the showgirls, strip girls.
Yeah, showgirls.
Striptease. Striptease with Demi Moore.
that's Demi Moore.
Okay, she was in
Showgirls.
Showgirls.
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth.
She was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Right.
And she was the girl in the bookstore that ended up fingering herself in the bathtub later. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
How many are there more?
I think she was using the shower attachment, actually.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But the same thing. She was getting the same thing going. No. Are that all the famous Elizabeth? Miss Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth.
Was with Randy Savage.
Right.
She was beautiful.
Yeah.
She's dead. She died of a drug overdose in Lex Luger's house, who now is in poor health. Any more Elizabeths we need to cover? Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth, dead.
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 Yeah. Queen Elizabeth, out.
There was Elizabeth from Sanford and Son, which every time she was the dead wife of Fred Sanford, every time he would fake a heart attack, he'd say, "Elizabeth, I'm coming." And that's all. Any more Elizabeths before we move on? Elizabeth Banks.
We talked.
I
Just talked about her.
Jake, you're dropping the fucking ball. You are dropping the ball. We get you a mic, and now you're going to say somebody I just said. I'm sorry, Jake. I haven't had enough sleep. I went out to dinner last night with the Terranis and the Bowers, and I haven't had enough sleep.
I'll be your punching bag today.
Shut the fuck up, Jake. Yes, TJ.
Should we call the rest of the show and see if they're wearing jerseys today? Because it is Jersey.
Good call. Good call. Good call.
They
Good
should be
call.
wearing jerseys today, right?
Go ahead. I have some topics to talk about, but I have to FaceTime the boys
All
to
right,
make sure we're wearing jerseys.
My next topic, well, I'll just call it boys.
Elizabeth
sure.
Banks?
Huh?
Banks? Elizabeth Banks?
What's happening?
What?
What's it? All
I'm
right.
too tired for this shit.
This is bullshit. Hey, Connor Griffin.
Hello, Brandon Walker. How's it going?
It's good. Wait, no, I just flipped you around. So, no, never. Hold on. Okay, Connor, describe your jersey, please.
This is my 8th grade travel baseball jersey.
Yep.
Number 9 right there. This was my retirement year. This was the last year I ever played baseball. So this is a
Oh, that's a
collector's
big-
piece.
That's a collector's
And,
piece.
Yeah, that's what I got.
All right, good job. I noticed you're not at the office, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, we had, Big Cat said on the Yak yesterday that we had a conversation last week about me spending too much time at the office. So I'm taking this
Oh,
week.
God.
Oh,
Here we
wow.
go.
Here we
Here
go.
we
It's a
go.
fucking martyr. Okay. Jesus. No. Bye-bye. I got to call you, Bo. Oh, my God. You give a guy an inch, man. All right. Hello, Ebo.
What's up? Hey, Jake Bass.
Oh, wait, I flipped that around. Hold on.
What's up, Jake Bass?
Hey, bro.
Ebo, can you describe your jersey for us, please?
Yeah, it's a repeat. It's John Beeson.
You've already worn John Beeson.
Oh, Liam. Ebo is at the office. How about that?
I noticed that you're at the office and Connor Griffin's not. Does that make you a better worker than Connor Griffin?
No, Connor Griffin works very hard.
I, I know that. All you had to...
Just hang up on him. Just
whatever.
hang up
Just-
on him. Just get out of
Jesus
this.
Christ.
Get out of this.
These people around here. They
I've-
are wearing jerseys, though.
They are wearing jerseys, and Connor is wearing a youth baseball jersey after we opened the show talking about Tom Amansky. Do you think that's a coincidence, or do you think he changed into his youth baseball jersey so as to ride the wave of topical conversation?
So, yeah, I think that.
I think that too.
Can I real quick before we move on right here? This is a good spot to drop this topic. The other night, I want to flash back to the other night. I was watching hockey.
Yeah.
I went to the hockey, and who's the best player for the Oilers? Who was that good?
Connor McDavid.
Dude, I was there. I was in the stands, and you'll never believe it. Connor McDavid's out there. I saw Connor's mom.
No shit.
I saw Connor's mom. Mark, She was so fucking hot. She was melting the ice hot. All I wanted to do was just dump my wife right there and just run into the arms of Connor's mom.
Yeah.
It's just, do you understand? I know you weren't there, but can you picture
I
how
can,
hot Connor's
I can
mom
picture
is?
it. I pictured it last night, actually, as I was dozing off to sleep.
Connor's mom.
I was picturing
it's
Connor's mom.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
You a big fan of Connor's mom?
Connor Griffin or Connor McDavid? Because Connor McDavid's mom, she's a beautiful woman, but I wouldn't say she's.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Are you sure we're talking about Connor McDavid's mom?
Who? What did it say? People used to call me crime dog in baseball, actually.
I hate all this.
No, they didn't. I'm sorry.
I hate this.
No, they did not call Connor Griffin crime dog. That did not happen.
That did not happen. I have a question about the Super Bowl for you. Is this clip of George Kittle saying, "I will be back, and I will be back with a vengeance," being overplayed? Is this cursing the Niners? Do you think this is... I've seen this clip 10 trillion times on every channel.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's the clip from?
When he was in the Super Bowl last time, and they were losing, and he's standing on the side.
Okay, no, haven't seen it at all.
Okay.
But
All right.
the fact that so he said it last time they lost to the Chiefs,
He's
right?
standing on the sidelines. He's mic'd up during the Super Bowl, and he's like, "I will be back, and I will be back with a vengeance." And now the Niners are back, and everyone's like, "How cool is this?" He called this.
No, but did he? Because I feel like if you're standing on the sideline of the Super Bowl and you say, "Fuck this, man, I'll be back. We'll be back here," I think you mean next year. I think you mean, you know what, next time I get a chance to go play football, we're going to get to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't think he means...
I will be back in a few years.
In 3, possibly 4 years, I will get back here, hopefully. I don't think that's what he means. So, but you know what? I don't think you can overplay a clip in Super Bowl because we've been watching reporters from God knows where ask about Taylor Swift and somebody's whatever and how they grew up and all that. I don't give a shit. Super Bowl week is stupid. Super Bowl week from Monday through Friday is one of the dumbest things in the world. The activities that we got to do, it starts with the Pro Bowl, all that shit, and then you got Media Day where everybody gets in there and asks these dumbass questions.
I went to a party last night that was a bunch of media types.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you were invited, so don't give me that look. You were invited and you turned it down.
I didn't turn it down.
You turned it down.
I had dinner plans.
You were on the list and you didn't show up.
I had
so
dinner
how does
plans.
that?
I had dinner plans.
Okay, so you turned it down for your dinner plans.
But you knew I had the dinner plans before you invited me.
I invited you and you turned it down.
Okay.
Anyway, I was saying for a bunch of people that cover football and are here for the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is in a couple days, nobody gives a fuck about this. Because no one's in that. First of all, it felt like 75% of the people there are not even staying for the game.
Mm-hmm.
No one wanted to talk about the actual game.
Yeah.
It was just all like, I don't know, man. It's been a long week. We're doing a lot of stupid ass bullshit on Radio Row.
Yeah.
Where like Carrot Top rolled through and we had him on our show, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Marshall Faulk was supposed to pop by. He didn't. I think he had another obligation, so that kind of fucked me. But whatever. I'm not mad at him, but I just just felt like I should share that story.
These things happen in the radio business.
And these are all the conversations, and I'm like, the biggest game of the year where the champion's about to be crowned. The biggest game in North American sports is, and it's going to be an awesome game.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's such a long week, and there's so much nonsense surrounding it.
Yeah.
That no one. When do we talk about the game? I guess it is Sunday. I guess we wake up on Sunday.
We don't talk about the game. We don't talk about the game.
We just never talk about the game.
And you've mentioned something there. I think it is bullshit. A lot of these radio guys come out here, this media, they come out here and they enjoy Vegas for the week, and then they'll leave on Saturday. They don't even go to the game.
They don't even go to the game.
How can you, as a serious sports person, come out here during the week and then leave before the fucking game?
It's pretty fraudulent.
What time's your flight out tomorrow?
I'm at 4.
I'm at 6.
I'm leaving at 4.
Okay.
So we'll ride to the airport.
No, one last Super Bowl question. We'll move on. Usually, whenever anybody predicts the score of a Super Bowl or a national championship game or really any big football game, they always want to pick something close. They always say 27-24 or 21-17, 34-31. All right. The reality of football is usually you'll get more 38-17s than you will 24-17s, right? So, but this one, seems so evenly matched. I think we're guaranteed a good game. When's the last time we had just a true shit kicking in the Super Bowl? Does it go back to Seattle and
Seattle, Denver?
Seattle,
That's the one
Denver.
that one was in New Jersey, right? That was the
43-8.
Was that the one that was
Was it?
in New Jersey? I think.
The Patriots Rams was like an ass kicking, but it was 13.
That was not an ass kicking. Are you a Patriots fan? Okay, no, that was 13-3.
Yeah, but defensive, they just.
Yeah, but it was 13-3. Like one play goes haywire.
24-7, Ravens, Giants.
Well, that was in 2000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Seahawks.
That was an absolute ass kick.
that was a fucking
over
thrashing.
immediately.
Yeah, yeah, that was a fucking shit kicking
Yeah.
right there.
Seattle, Denver, 43-8.
Yeah, I guess
The Broncos were favored by 2 in that game.
I think the Bucks.
Interesting.
The Bucks beat
Chiefs.
the Chiefs 31-9, but that was a game that it wasn't a shit kicking like that. When I was in the 80s, there were just shit kickings every year. There was just the NFC won like 11 or 12 in a row, and they would just it was like 55-10, 46-10. There was a 52-17 thrown in there. I think we're living in an age now where pretty much most Super Bowls are pretty good.
The golden age of Super Bowls.
I think so. Like last year's was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It kind of ended on a sour note with the ending on a penalty, but it was fucking fantastic. Great game last year. And I think we have potential for a great game this year.
Do you think we'll be talking about the refs on Monday morning?
I think there's in American sports today, there's a high probability we're always talking about the refs.
I agree.
And it might be one call in the second quarter, but whatever. It's going to happen. It's gonna happen. Like
I think that holding call in the second quarter changed the game.
we will figure out a
The
call.
Niners were rolling. The bullshit.
There
holding
will
call.
there will be a pass interference 35 yards down the field that will
Yeah.
change the tone of the game, and we'll latch onto it. Switch.
News. Buddy Hield has been traded to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Whoa.
So trade deadline is today, right?
Yes.
Indiana Pacers are trading Buddy Hield to the 76ers for Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 second-round picks. Picks don't matter in basketball, second-round picks especially. Buddy Hield. Marcus Morris, by the way. Marcus and Markieff Morris have been in every trade in the last 15 years.
Yeah. It's true.
Let's see. I don't know that means anything.
That really
to me.
didn't.
That didn't do anything.
That doesn't do
Jake, I don't know that was worthy
No, that
of
was-
breaking news. You think it was? It's
I mean,
trade
it was,
deadline.
it
It's
was trade deadline.
Okay.
Why is the trade deadline right now?
I don't know. There's 3 Eastern.
Why not make it not during Super Bowl week? You had 2 options, NBA.
Yeah.
You could make it during Super Bowl week. You could make it not during Super Bowl week.
Yeah. Let me throw.
Chose during Super Bowl.
Let me throw an idea. At
Why?
You. Let me throw an idea at you.
Go ahead.
No trade deadline at all. Just
Now we're talking.
last day of the season, somebody going to the playoffs just gets everybody else's good players.
I thought this was America. Land of the free.
You let college players go wherever they want.
Right.
Let's let the pro players go.
Right.
Let's let them do whatever.
There were LeBron trade rumors, and there always are, though.
Yeah.
But he's not getting traded. But the trade rumors are like anytime there's a LeBron trade rumor, it's coming from him.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to. I don't actually think he's going to get traded. I'm trying to understand why this would be a talking point.
Here's the difficulty of that, right? So for 15 years, we've been used to the fact that LeBron is the coach and GM of the team he plays for. So why then would LeBron trade himself?
You can't do that. Are you saying if LeBron traded himself, Dave Portnoy would demand that Jeff D'Lo?
Yes. If LeBron traded himself, Dave Portnoy would throw a fucking fit.
Throw a fit.
Just whine and bitch, and then
Even
circumvent
if the
whole-
trade was within the framework of the rules,
Yep.
Dave would have
Would
a
not
problem
be able
with
to
it.
emotionally handle it.
And
correct.
Jeff D'Lo would say,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave, and
sorry,
then
Dave.
fall to the
Sorry,
ground
yeah.
and kiss his feet. Yes.
Yeah. Got it.
College football. I got some college. Oh, you know what? I don't want to ignore this anymore. I thought about Carl Ham all night.
Yeah.
I've been thinking
I did
about
too.
Carl Ham
I did too.
since we got finished yesterday. Yes, TJ?
Hamley.
Hamley. I tweeted one at 11 o'clock last night?
Yeah, and then I
Where-
responded to you.
Yeah. Carl Ham lives for church today. I like this. I want him to be normal sized, though. He needs to be normal sized. He's just a normal ass guy.
Yeah, he's just a normalized guy who happens to be a pig.
Yeah, he's 5'10". He's probably like 180.
And again, the the whole thing about Carl Ham
Yeah.
is that he's the one that's put together.
He's the normal one.
And
Everybody
else
is,
around him is
yeah.
actually the pig.
So the people in the background would be the fat ones.
Yeah. Like he's in the break room and all the donuts are
Wait.
gone, and he.
What jersey is he wearing?
What jersey?
Is that anything?
Porks.
Oh, Porks. Yeah, okay. He's rooting for the Porks.
All the donuts. Janice comes in and is like, "We got donuts in the break room." Carl goes in there and they're all already gone.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I can't believe these pigs I work with." Just another day in the slop. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's how I envision Carl on the
Yeah.
right. He's just a normal guy.
Yeah.
He just happens to
Carl
be
has a nice house, by the way.
bringing home the bacon. Or I had an idea for. I don't think we do it every comic strip, but it becomes like kind of a running theme. Is once every couple weeks, the final panel is just Carl saying, "I hate you all." It's just. It's all his coworkers are annoying, and then he just says, "I hate you all."
There's no
That's
joke.
the
He
funniest-
just wants to kill himself.
I had an
This
idea.
office is a pigsty, and the boss is getting on my nerves. Just doing my job. I like the imagery here though, because that's what
Yeah.
the boss should look like that, and
Right.
Carl's just working his ass off. We're doing a Carl Ham strip every week until I get bored of it.
Yeah. I think I have a single panel idea.
Yeah.
He's just stuck in traffic, and he just says, "Boy, this traffic really stinks," and then "stinks" is all caps.
Yeah. Can you pull up my tweet from last night? I think it was a reply. Mark, I sat on my bed. I had to go to bed. I was so tired. I was just dead tired. But I said, I'm going to tweet about Carl Ham. And I sat there for 20 minutes trying to make his corporation where he works be E-I-E-I-O. And I just sat and I looked.
Evanston International Environmental Industrial Organization. What the fuck?
I don't know why I came up with Evanston. But it's International Environmental.
They're both environmental and industrial.
Yes,
Which
it seems
kind
like
of feels.
juxtaposition, but whatever. He works at Evanston International Environmental Industrial Organization, and yeah.
That was what came to me. Was go ahead and take the rest of the day off, Carl. You earned it this week. And he's like, woohoo, 20 extra minutes. Now I'm really in hog heaven.
So fucking stupid. Carl, how's the first
Dude,
thing
this
going?
would work.
Yeah, I know.
This would work.
I know. This is good.
This is good by standards
This is
of
better
modern
than-
comics.
Comic strips that are out there
Yeah.
right now.
This is Mr. Carl, how's the first day going? And what was the punchline? I need a cup of mud. Yeah.
I think there needs to be a deep sigh there too. I need a cup of
I could
mud.
use a cup of mud. Yeah. I love it.
Tomorrow, T-shirts, TJ? Yeah. Do we have imagery of the T-shirts? Yeah. Okay. Well, he'll work on that. We're dropping 2 T-shirts tomorrow for the family. Tomorrow's episode 100.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right, episode 100 of the family. Yeah, we're 100 in.
Does it feel like 100? Does it feel
No,
like more?
it doesn't.
It feels like less.
Time's flying by, Mark. When you're having fun, guys
Yeah.
like us, it just feels.
But the first shows we were doing out of the
Should they count?
yeah.
You don't think they should count?
No, I mean like they feel like 3 years ago.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
Like because we were at the time, you remember that we were at. It was just like a shitty setup where we were using like
That old studio.
old studio,
Yeah.
weird
That gray ass wall.
gray ass wall. Yeah.
We hadn't instituted Makeout Tuesdays yet to get us going.
Right. Right.
Let's see. You working on those T-shirts for me? Where? So we got that one. That's our family shirt. That's coming tomorrow.
That's a good one.
You might, little family matters looking kind of thing. Family, and then what's our other one? This one here. Watch this banger right here. Bam!
Holy
there's
shit.
the Mr. Ed logo
Holy
on the
shit.
pocket tee. Mostly, that is fucking
so
incredible.
That's so good.
Family needs to get that one.
100th anniversary.
That's him sliding into home plate.
Dude, holy shit. I didn't see this part.
Yeah, that's on the back. That's Mr. Ed's hoof sliding into home plate, kicking up the dust, and as we celebrate 100 shows of Mostly Sports.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So we're putting those out tomorrow? And a hat?
What's the hat? Is that going to have the horse logo? We're going to have a horse logo hat? Shit. Also, Dr. Britt Baker will be here tomorrow. Okay. I have some college football stuff.
Go ahead.
Nick Saban. Ever heard of him?
I'm familiar.
Nick Saban to College Game Day.
I don't like it. I know he's done
At what
TV
point
already.
How many people can we add to College Game Day?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know how many people you can add without taking away, and he's just going to be like an old curmudgeon up there. I don't think he's going to be great for that show.
I know he's done TV before. He loves doing the Aflac commercials.
Yeah, he loves getting money.
He loves getting money. I was watching The Blind Side in the hotel the other day. Sandra Bullock was really horny for Nick Saban in that movie. I forgot how horny she was.
I've never seen it, and we'll never see it.
I don't treat it as fat.
I don't think you should have watched it either.
Huh?
You should not have watched it.
It was on in the hotel.
You shouldn't have. Well, the hotel has a lot of channels.
Okay.
A lot of channels.
You think I was watching it like
You seem
fist pumping during the movie?
Well, you seem.
I was
to
watching
notice
to
the
see-
sexual attraction between Sandra Bullock and
I
Nick
wanted to
Saban.
see Tim McGraw's hairpiece.
Has Nick Saban
wanted
fucked
to
Sandra Bullock? Yes or no?
I have to think yes. I have to. I mean, the smart money says yes. How could you not?
I mean, if you saw the sparks flying on the screen,
Yeah.
you can put two and two together that Nick Saban and Sandra Bullock have had sex.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime people have chemistry on screen,
Yeah.
you can just assume that they're having sex with each other. Isn't that right, Brandon? Saban, like what I was going to say, Saban loves being in front of the camera, and I'm sure he'll be okay. But what I hate is this and Tom Brady just immediately stepping into a media role after putting up like a GOAT tier career. I know why they're doing it. They're getting paid ungodly amounts of money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I want to miss you a little bit. I want to give me time to like process like your career that we just went. You know.
Yeah.
Like, and now suddenly you're back on my television.
So
I don't like that.
There's two different guys there, two different jobs, and two different reasons I think they might not be great at them. Like Tom Brady, breaking down a game from a color perspective in the NFL is not easy. Being able to not only diagnose what just happened in nanoseconds, but to be able to articulate it back to an audience so we can understand it because we're idiots.
A lot of intricacies that you have to
Right.
dumb down for us.
Very quickly. And to be good at that, like I've never seen, has there ever been like a legendary player, like a guy who's used to being a star, be able to have that level of acumen to dumb it down for people?
Bill Walton.
But no.
Bill Walton's a GOAT tier basketball player, and he dumbs it down.
Yeah, but I believe he overdumps it down. He at some point, I need my color commentator to realize they're at a basketball game, and he doesn't always do that. But I don't know if Brady's going to work. But now Saban is used to total and complete control. Saban is used to being the guy, and everything. All the reporters come, crawling to him and asking him. And now he's going to be sitting on a campus with 2,500 screaming college football fans behind him, and all that, and just going crazy. And he's going to deliver engaging, funny topics and funny statements on there. I don't see that from him.
Yeah.
Now, put him in a studio, okay, I got that, but I don't know about game.
I think Urban is not bad on Fox. Like he's surprisingly pretty good, and
they also don't have the rabid following that Game Day has.
Right. But I was gonna say, the thing I'm interested with Saban that I know applied to Urban is that Urban has brought his mindset to running a football team to that job, where he's just like a total fucking asshole.
Yeah.
When I was at Fox, I heard that he tried to fire somebody, he had no authority to do that, and it was just like it was like a clip that he wanted to show on the show, and they were like, "We can't run that clip." And then he just like turns to like one of the bosses at Fox, and he's like, "Can we fire him?" Like he wasn't doing it the Brandon Walker way.
Yeah.
Where
well, I just.
And I will find that fascinating that like Nick Saban is not in charge of this show. You're not calling the
Correct.
shots.
Yeah.
You're just along for the ride. How are you going to be able to handle that part of it all?
Well, you remember him coming off the field in the first week of, I believe, 2018 season, and he hadn't named a real starter between Hurts and Tagovailoa, and the reporter asked him, you know, what are you going to do about quarterbacks? He's like, I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Yeah.
Like at times, he just couldn't handle the media stupid at. Now he is one.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Saban's not just he's not a likable guy.
Yeah, when game day's like, all right, we're trying to figure out who's him this week. Is it, and they throw two quarterbacks
Coach
on the screen.
Saban,
Coach
who's
Saban,
him?
who's him? Coach Saban's just going to go, quit asking. I'm not doing this fucking bull. You know, like I'm curious to see how that goes. But he is charismatic and he's good in front.
He's charismatic.
But me personally, selfishly, just want, if you're like a GOAT tier coach or player, it's not that you can never go into media, but I want you to like go away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Not because I'm over. I just want.
You want to be like the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
It's not till 5 years after you're gone.
I want you to reinvent yourself and like pop back into my life and be like, oh, Nick Saban, I forgot that you're around, that you're just out there. Yeah.
Saban reinventing himself would be funny.
Yeah.
He comes back with like 2 earrings and like a gold chain.
But him, I don't like him and Brady just immediately. We didn't have time to miss them.
Also, what's Saban
Manny
gonna,
Peyton doing the same shit.
what's Saban going to do the first time McAfee stands up and takes his shirt off and starts whooping it up and doing all
He's
this?
done that before in front of Saban. He's been on game day and he's done. I think he's. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be good.
I just don't think Nick Saban in the midst of the chaos that sometimes game day goes down to. I just don't know how that's going to work.
I don't think he's going to lean into that part of it all.
Did you see the Kirk Herbstreit story yesterday?
I did, yeah.
So Dylan Raiola, the number 1 quarterback in the country, a recruit, was committed to Georgia for like a year, moved to Buford, Georgia to be their quarterback, and then played the season. Whatever. He's going to Georgia, he's going to Georgia, he's going to Georgia. His dad and his uncle played at Nebraska. He thought he started leaning towards Nebraska. He said, I might flip to Nebraska. Apparently, his dad called, or Dominic Raiola called Kirk Herbstreit and was talking to him. And Kirk Herbstreit was like, oh, I hear he's leaning towards Nebraska. He should definitely go. And there are rumors now that Kirk Herbstreit got involved and tried to get this guy to. Now, I don't know Kirk Herbstreit personally. I've met him a couple times, but I don't know him. But Kirk Herbstreit getting involved in a recruitment, on the surface, sounds really stupid. But in my heart of college football, where I want everybody to just be a raving lunatic, Kirk Herbstreit getting involved in recruitment is so goddamn funny and perfect.
This isn't even a top 10,000 most insane recruiting stories.
No, not even
like,
close.
I was like surprised. I saw it and I was like, oh, I wouldn't have guessed that Kirk Herbstreit would give a shit and chime in. But like, I don't have an ethical problem with this.
But I like when the big names in the sport turn out to just be passionate idiots like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Like, if Kirk Herbstreit, who, whatever, I don't know. He probably just calls like, oh, he's going to Nebraska? He wants to go to Nebraska? Cool, man. He should do that if that's what he wants to do. That's probably what he said.
Yeah, right.
And then the guy said that he said he was trying to get him. But anyway, I like Herbstreit getting in the mix and just being in the mix of recruiting. Because recruiting, college football and college basketball recruiting are the 2 dumbest fucking things in America. And if you really knew what was going on, it would make you sick, it would make you laugh, it would make you do all these things.
Well, most people do know what's going on because if you watch The Blind Side, we get a lot of scenes of the coaches coming into the living room. And we get to see what the recruiting process is like.
I just don't know. I just don't think The Blind Side is grounded in enough truth to properly.
You don't think Sandra Bullock wants to have sex with Nick Saban? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying that Hollywood took liberties with that?
I believe you when you say the sparks were flying, and if the sparks were flying, sex was imminent. I agree with that. However, I'm just not sure. I'm just not 100% sure The Blind Side was a true representation of how that recruitment went down or other recruitments go down. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Also, the player involved has come out many times in the years after and saying that was all bullshit. That was all bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. So let's just keep that in mind as we go forward.
Is Kirk Herbstreit falling out of favor in college football community?
I don't think so. I just think college football is the collection of the dumbest, most rabid people we got, myself included.
Yeah.
And a college football fan who is a fan of a team will look at an analyst ragging on a team and say, yeah, okay, this guy gets it. He's smart. As soon as that analyst turns towards their team and says anything that isn't 100% gushing, that person needs to die. They're the worst person in the world. So Herbstreit, there's probably Georgia fans today that want Kirk Herbstreit dead.
Yeah.
But that's just how stupid we are as college football fans.
He's still getting into it with Florida State fans too.
Well, Florida State fans have got to get the fuck over it. They just do. They got to get the fuck over it.
I could not disagree more. I think
They have to get over
I see it the exact opposite. I think you should never let this go ever. I think you should, if you're like 20 years old, when you're on your 100th birthday, you should still be.
I saw Florida
talking
State
about this.
reporters yesterday being like, when Saban announced he was going to game day, they're like, see, ESPN knew he was retiring. They knew he was going to game day. That's why they jumped Florida State with Alabama so they could prop up Nick Saban.
Brandon, if this happened to Mississippi State, we would have not talked about anything else since it happened. Every single Mostly Sports, we would have done an hour and a half on Mississippi State being snubbed.
If this had happened to Mississippi State, I would fist fight every person in the world every day. Yeah. But it didn't. And therefore I'm allowed to tell the truth about, and I've said this often. College football fans are the biggest whiny pussies in the country, and I'm absolutely one of them. If it happened to Mississippi State, I would have had an emotional breakdown. It would not. I'd be a fucking mess. But it didn't. And they're the emotional messes, and I'm going to point them out. Motherfuckers. I'm getting mad now just thinking about the hypothetical. Do we have an ad here, Teej?
We do. I'd like to talk about Cabo Wabo tequila. It is unquestionably Mexican tequila with an undeniably American attitude. Cabo Wabo isn't just tequila. It is damn good. Thick cut. 100% Blue Weber agave tequila. Is the Cabo Wabo Cantina, is that what it's called? That's on the strip right there? Yeah. How exciting was that?
Yeah, we saw Cabo Wabo in person.
Yeah. Cabo Wabo Tequila is the official tequila partner of NASCAR. Add a bold splash to race day watching with Cabo Wabo Tequila. If you're heading to the Daytona 500 on February 18th, which is, let me check the date. It is the 8th. That means we are 10 days away from the Daytona 500. Who you got winning?
Yep. I always say Truex, yeah.
Come celebrate race day with Cabo Wabo.
Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin. That's a good one.
Clinton Boyer. I'm just naming all the guys I can name.
As long as Kyle Busch doesn't win, I think we all win. Am I right?
Uh-huh. He's Eminem's guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He sucks.
He's fine.
Huh?
He's fine.
Oh, he sucks,
Kyle Busch.
dude. Kyle Busch?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll put a pin in that. Cabo Wabo wants to remind you to leave the driving to the professionals this Daytona 500. Please enjoy the thick-cut, bold taste of Cabo Wabo tequila responsibly. Grab your buds and a bottle of Cabo Wabo tequila for the boldest race day experience. 21 plus, please handle responsibly. Okay, Kyle Busch, dude.
Larson? Is there a Larson?
Kyle Larson, yeah. He's doing the double this year. He's gonna run the Indy 500.
Yeah.
He's gonna get on like a helicopter, a private plane, something. Fly to Charlotte and do the Coca-Cola 600 the same day. That's what they're saying.
He's going to drive an IndyCar race.
Yep.
The IndyCar race.
V1, the big one.
The main one.
The biggest race
which
in the
I
world.
imagine that takes a toll on your body. That's got to take a toll on your body, right?
Emotionally.
To go that fast,
mentally.
to be that laser focused
Yeah.
for that long. And then he's getting on a private plane.
Yeah.
And then he's going to do it again in a NASCAR. That seems irresponsible.
Two very different types of racing.
Neither are stress-free.
Yeah.
Both seem. IndyCar, I don't.
Tony Stewart used to do it. Robbie Gordon used to do it. There have been guys through the years that have. Tony Stewart had a year where he finished, I think, like top 5 in both of them.
Yeah.
Didn't win either one, but I think he was top 5 or he did really well in both races, and I thought that was bonkers. But that was like
IndyCars.
2000.
I just don't understand how those are safe. I know they're safe. I know they've made them safe-ish as safe as they can make them.
Yeah.
I just my brain can't function.
What do you mean? Because it's like
My brain can't look at that car.
open wheels.
Yeah, I can't look at that car and be like, wow, if you crash that, you're going to. I feel like if I crash that at 35 miles an hour, I'd be a goner.
That's what makes it fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You can't touch the other guy. I do like NASCAR. I like to see a little rubbing.
Yeah.
But
Little Turtle Devin. In the Mason-Dixon line.
But yeah, are we going to the race?
Which one?
The Indy 500.
Yeah, I
Because
told
you brought it up on the show. I said,
I
sure.
told you I'd go to the fucking Indy
I know,
500.
and then I had people in my personal life that were like, "Why did you shoot down Brandon when he said he wanted to go to the race?"
Did you shoot me down?
I don't know. I didn't feel like I did, but I've been hurt a lot. I've invited a lot of people to the race through the years, and then
I will
they
go
tell
to
me,
the fucking Indy 500.
and then they
Mostly sports from Carb Day.
What do you?
yeah, we should actually. We should do that.
Carb
we
Day
should
is like the best day ever.
Carb Day fucking rules.
What's Car Day?
Carb Day, Carburetor Day.
Carb Day.
It's
I have a lot of carb days.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we should.
Who even made that noise? Oh, you did. Okay.
TJ is doing heat checks over there.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go to the Indy 500.
Does Carl Ham have a best friend?
Is his best friend his work buddy, or is it a friend?
I think we need 3 different settings for Carl Ham. You have work, and that's where 90% of the strips happen.
Yeah.
You have the wife at home, where 5% of the strips happen.
What's his relationship with his wife? Is he borderline abusive to her?
No.
He's a loving husband.
He's a loving husband.
Like is his mindset like again with this fucking nagging wife, or is he like?
No.
Is he like, thank God I'm home to my wife? I love you. I hate
know
the
what?
people I work with.
She's just a kind of a sounding board for him to vent about work.
Yeah.
So the jokes will then be him. You're not at work, but you're sharing things.
Yeah.
So she's a sounding board. So
Okay.
she's kind of just there as wallpaper. And now 5% of the strips are going to be him on bowling night with his best buddy.
There we go.
That's because
There
he's
we
got
go.
to blow off some steam. every
Yeah,
now
and
then.
he's talking just mad shit about
Yeah.
all the people he works
Now
with.
is the buddy also a barnyard animal, or is he a human?
He's a donkey for sure. I think he's a donkey. I think he's also a human.
Yeah.
He's a humanoid,
Yeah.
but he's got a donkey head. I mean, I think that's
I
pretty
think
obvious.
you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're
He's
right.
a donkey.
Now, I thought about this earlier. Do you think pigs and hogs, well, I guess the Arkansas Razorbacks, I think pigs are an underrepresented animal when it comes to mascots.
Yeah.
I think pigs could be used more.
What other pigs do we have?
It's only Arkansas Razorbacks, right? That's it.
Yeah, those aren't even. I mean, I know they call them.
Those are wild hogs. What?
Those are razorbacks.
I just know.
A&M Kingsville.
They're the pigs.
The Hoggies.
Really?
What about
Now, what city is Texas A&M Kingsville in?
That's got to be Kingsville, right?
Kingsville?
That's got to be Kingsville.
Kingsville, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dozen tonight.
Oh, the trivia.
You don't mind?
I thought you were.
You don't mind if I do a little quick promo?
Yeah,
for
go
the
ahead.
dozen?
Go ahead.
We're at the Luxor here in Las Vegas. There's 4 teams. It's us against the Frankettes, and then it is the experts against Frankettes with Carrot Top as our fourth. And I understand that I think the fourth, the guest guys are going to be there the whole time. I at first thought they were just going to make a guest appearance, maybe answer a question, but they're going to be standing beside us the entire time. Carrot Top.
All right.
Here's what I'm telling you. There's a good chance I yell at Carrot Top tonight. There's a good chance I get pissed off.
You just say, shut the fuck up, Carrot Top.
There's a very good chance I say, shut the fuck up, Carrot Top. I don't know if that's what Jeff envisioned when he did this, but when I get in trivia mode, shit happens. So Carrot Top, I hope he's.
I don't know if this is insider trading. I don't know if I'm at liberty to say this,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do it anyway. Jeff DeLoe, 2 nights ago at the roulette table, had a very successful night. He
Yeah.
was raking in a ton of money,
Yeah.
high-fiving a lot of strangers, feeling good about himself. Last night, I'm coming back to the hotel, going through the casino. I see Jeff DeLoe standing at the roulette table. I walk over, and I'm like, how's it going? And he's like, just fuck, shut the fuck. Like the vibes, the fucking, like these, he's like, I'm just calling it like I see it. Like, we were good. These people showed up, and he's like pointing to strangers.
Can you just, real quick, when you asked him how he was, can you just do that again?
I don't know that I can.
It was so good. Because I think we need this for Carl Ham. I want that.
He was pointing at strangers, and he's
Yeah.
like, it's their fault.
Yeah.
Doing that whole deal. I was like, all right, buddy. And I was like, good to see you. And then I walk over, and we had another crew that was playing blackjack, like Max and Spider and some guys at the blackjack table. So I went over to them, and I was like, how are you guys doing? They're like, we're all right, whatever. As I'm standing next to those guys, I see Jeff D'Lo just sprint walking through the casino, like losing it, just fucking.
So.
And so the point of bringing this up is for you guys betting at home on the dozen. I think there's a decent chance Jeff D'Lo went back to his hotel last night, rewrote all the questions, and he's gonna fuck all of you.
Okay.
He's just in a very pissy mood. I think.
Okay.
I think he's gonna be in a pissy mood today. So just be prepared for that.
I'm prepared for anything. I just know I'm going to have to motherfuck Carrot Top. and I don't know how it's going to go over, but I'm going to have to motherfuck. I don't care. He can have all the abs he wants. I don't give a shit. Let him have abs.
Does his belt not work? Like, why is he wearing his pants down there?
That's just barely above dick.
Yeah, dude. That.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I see it.
Hey, Carrot Top being muscular and jacked. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not a fan. I got a story for you. So Ed Cooley last night gets heckled by a fan.
Yeah.
Says this is according to Jerry Carino, the New Jersey Hoops Haven. They played Seton Hall. TJ, is that correct? Yeah. They're playing Seton Hall,
Yeah.
Georgetown, and Jerry Carino is saying that a student yells at Ed Cooley, that's $7 million per win that you're making right now.
Yeah.
Cooley walked over and said, quote, you know what? I'm rich as a motherfucker. I'm rich as shit. You're a guy who loves a little bravado. You love being the heel.
Yeah.
Is this cool shit or lame shit to have a coach be heckled? Your coach, you left Providence. You're coaching a very shitty Georgetown team. It is not going well for you. You're getting heckled, and your comeback is, I'm rich as shit. Is this cool or not?
Two things. A, if you're going to chirp a coach, I think saying, ha ha ha, you make $7 million for every win is not a great chirp. I think that immediately is kind of, pointing out the obvious, like, ha ha ha, you make a lot of money and you're not winning much. Secondly, I think this is cool shit. I think this is awesome shit because ultimately, at the end of the day, the fan player-coach relationship, a fan is there, and a fan is yelling and heckling and everything, and the guys on the court, if they lose, in that moment they have lost, and shame, shame, shame. He is rich as shit.
He's rich as shit. That's a fact.
He's rich, and this man has made it to the highest level of college basketball, and has succeeded at the highest level of college basketball, and has a hell of a life because he's a hell of a coach. He's
You're
rich
okay
as
with
shit.
it. You're okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Not only am I okay with it, I love it. You're not okay with it.
I'm okay with it in a vacuum, but I think this is a symptom of a larger problem, which is that Ed Cooley is just completely unraveling in general.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's noteworthy, because he's losing it a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm fine. And like, you're right. That's not a great chirp to be like, hey man, hey, you suck because you're rich.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a very confusing.
Hey. You make so many millions of dollars.
That is very confusing, but yeah, I think I think in a vacuum it's cool, but I know what's going on below the surface, which is that Ed Cooley is just kind of losing his mind a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Aren't all coaches about 2 losses away from losing their minds?
yeah,
Like who's the best coach in college basketball? Bill Self?
yeah, he's a Bill.
Bill Self, if Bill Self loses his next 3 Big 12 games, by that 4th one, he's just going to be.
He's going crazy.
Yeah.
He's absolutely going crazy. It is weird, though, also how in sports, guys who get paid a lot of money and just mail it in are killed for it. And they're killed for it by guys sitting in their offices, listening to sports podcasts,
Yeah.
watching sports shows.
Yeah.
giving half-assed effort at their jobs.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Like the whole mindset of the American worker is do as little
Yeah.
work as possible and make
Yeah.
as much money as possible to do it.
Yeah.
But then when athletes or coaches take that mindset, they're scumbags and we hate them for it.
Yeah.
And I've always found that fascinating because that's, I think Carl Ham understands this point of view better
Well,
than anybody. Carl Ham is
absolutely locked into his local sports radio show
Right.
from 9 to 11 every morning.
Right.
Ebo, I'll throw an idea that Ebo just said Carl Ham's best friend's name is Will Burr. Not terrible. Not terrible.
I love this idea too. Evo says we should sell Carl Ham stickers.
Stickers?
Just stickers.
Why are we selling stickers?
I don't know. That's a funny thing though. The only Carl Ham merch we make is just stickers.
Stickers. Is everybody going to be lining up to buy the stickers?
Sticker of Carl. It's just a pig in a suit.
We're definitely headed towards Carl Ham.
I could not be more disappointed in Connor Griffin that he has not contributed to Carl Ham.
Not one. He hasn't
contributed
he has
one
no
idea.
equity in Carl Ham whatsoever.
None.
Everybody here has participated in Carl Ham.
Right. There's a lot of yes and going on from everybody but Connor Griffin.
I wish the other night at the hockey game I had said something to Connor's mom about that.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
She's looking good.
Connor's mom?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You wouldn't believe it.
What else? NFLPA's Howell, I assume that's Sam Howell, says 92% of players want grass fields over turf.
I assume that's not Sam Howell.
That's not Sam Howell?
Sam Howell hadn't been in the league very long. Is he already speaking for the NFLPA?
I don't know, dude, because huh?
Lloyd Howell.
It's Lloyd Howell?
Yeah.
Guys who get on the PA are not
Lloyd
the best
Howell's
players.
a bad name.
Guys who get on the PA aren't always the best players.
No, but he's not. There are always guys who've been in the league 6 or 7 years, and he hasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he went to North Carolina. That's like a lawyer school, right?
Yeah, so he's
he's just like
he's raising up.
He's like
Do this again. Let's run back this bit. Got a button in the middle to make the trunk go. That's my. Did you see that video they did?
I did.
Of us, that was pretty good. I like that one. Yeah. But is this new? 92% of players want grass fields over turf. First of all, what are the 8% thinking? And secondly, I mean, grass over turf is just, right?
I feel like the 8% are just like, I don't give a fuck. Why are you asking me this question?
Yeah.
I have shit to do with it.
And there's like a 3% of there is like, what? What's
Well,
grass?
what even is the
Which
question?
one's grass? Which one's turf?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Just throw me the ball.
Do not care.
Yeah.
Who's Lloyd Howell? What's he do?
He worked in D.C. I don't think he has anything to do with the NFL. He's a graduate student from Harvard Business School.
Did you just Google a guy named Howell?
No, this is Lloyd Howell.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But does he have anything to do with?
No, he worked for a D.C.-based defense contractor and consulting firm, and
He has
was
served
the
as the
newly elected executive director of the NFLPA.
And this is no relation to Sam Howell. This is completely different. They just happen to have the same last name.
Quick Google images tells me that I don't think they're related.
Okay.
Well, that's profiling.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
When a company puts the group in their company name,
Yeah.
Carlisle Group, the Johnson Group, the Smitherton Group, that
I don't know what that means.
makes them sound so professional to me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this group has it together.
Yeah.
They know what they're
doing.
doing.
What are they? Does that mean?
Why is a group? What's the difference in a group and a company? A co.
I feel like a group transcends sectors. They probably have their hands in like.
Yeah.
They probably
do
have
a lot
like
of things.
they do like law, but they also like run an animation studio.
And run an animation studio.
Group is not a defined term and has no particular meaning
Yeah.
in the context of an LLC.
Yeah, group. It's a law firm. It's an animation studio.
He's talking too much at this point.
I think yeah he
I'll
is.
take it off.
He is, but
Yeah.
I think they have like a snack line.
Yeah.
I think that's if you're a group, you're just a conglomerate that runs.
You have investments, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So players want. grass
Although
fields,
I
but-
don't think if you work at a group, you don't have that fun of a work environment. Like I don't think you're having Hawaiian shirt day at a group. Think you are?
I don't know. There's no way of knowing. I thought grass fields. All the players want grass fields, but aren't grass fields the things that get?
They can get slippery.
Aren't like Washington's FedEx Field is a great example of like a shitty field. Pittsburgh will be like late in the year. Everyone's like, my God, look at that.
Yeah, it's just because I think when they were really winning and with that defense, they kind of wanted it that way.
Yeah.
They wanted a bad field. They wanted the home field advantage because it would just be like it would just be brown dirt by the end, and they wouldn't have. Most teams like resod every week, or at
the
least,
Bears can have shitty grass at times, right? So
Yeah.
I'm confused by this because
But the worst surface in the league is MetLife Stadium with the Giants and Jets. That's claimed like every ACL.
That's true.
And
So I think there's a surface out there that's not grass or turf that we're waiting to have invented.
okay,
And
what could that be?
I don't know.
That's not your job.
That's not my job. My job is to tell the scientists to do their job.
Okay, scientists, we need a third substance or third material.
We need a third material.
Isn't grass and isn't turf.
Because everyone says they want grass, but then when you're watching a football game in Washington, you're like, I can't believe they're playing on this bullshit. But you're right. MetLife has claimed a lot of victims. There's got to be a third we're not thinking of. What else we got?
Do you think Wisconsin coach Luke Fickell tells ESPN he hopes his best friend and former teammate Mike Vrabel can be around Wisconsin this year in an informal role? He'll invite him up to observe part of spring practice and go from there.
I don't like this tweet.
There's not much there.
I don't like the best friend part.
Sounds like he's just.
Best friend is.
When did they become best friends? Have
best
we known
friends
that?
Yeah, they're very close.
Luke
But I don't
Fickell and
think
Mike Vrabel?
I don't think you need best friend in the tweet. That's a little much. That's laying it on thick.
Did you see the reports that Mike Vrabel didn't get a job because he's big and he intimidated all the people that interviewed him? Mm-hmm. I don't know that being big intimidates people. It certainly hasn't in my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mike Vrabel's like actually intimidated. Like he actually like I think that Mike Vrabel, there's like a threat that he could beat your ass, and I think with you, it's like I mean we all just kind of it's just it's more funny. You're more of like a ha big, whereas he's more of like a big. I think that's the difference. No, that's good for you. I'm saying you'll get jobs throughout your life because you don't intimidate really anybody. Like when you yell and scream, it's like it is funny. We all laugh. I think when he yells and screams, you just never know what's going to happen next, and that's kind of the difference there.
You done?
Is Jaylen Brown doing the dunk contest?
Is Jaylen Brown doing the dunk contest? Who is doing the dunk contest? Tell me who's doing the dunk contest.
Because that feels like big news, right? Like he feels like he's too good for that. So that's pretty cool that he's doing
it really is a shame that we live in an age, and I guess it happened about 20 years ago when LeBron decided not to do it.
LeBron never did the dunk contest.
He never did the dunk contest.
Never.
And there was one dunk contest where he stood on camera and said, "I'm doing this next year.
Yeah.
I'm doing this," and he didn't do it. But in the 80s, Dominique Wilkins was a top 10 player in the league. He did it every year. Michael Jordan was Michael fucking Jordan. He did it every year until like 1989. And then Kobe did it. Kobe won a dunk contest. You had of course he was young and wasn't really established yet. But you had all these guys, these stars. Vince Carter was a star in the league.
But that's part of the NBA. That's how at least I felt like that was part of your career arc, was like once you get to the league and you're the young up and comer, you do the dunk contest. Paolo Banchero should be doing the dunk contest. Like those guys did
Mac McClung, Jaylen Brown,
Ami Jaquez.
Yeah, thank you. And Jacob Top. Oh, what about Obi? What happened to Obi? I thought Obi was the dunker.
Has Anthony Edwards done one?
I don't think so.
I feel like he should be doing one.
Also, Mac McClung just going to do the dunk contest every year, even though he's not in the NBA? Okay.
That's where we are as a country. We're just letting anybody do the dunk contest.
Just letting anybody do it. Yeah, I'll tell you a dunk contest that was exclusive. The 1997 West Point High School dunk contest. Mm-hmm. Alvin McFarland was in it. I think maybe Harvey Criddle was in it. I can't remember. Dwayne Jefferson was in it, and he played in Greece. Mm-hmm. He was the favorite because he was such a good player. Did not win it, though.
He didn't? Wow.
Did not win it.
Interesting.
No. You know who won it?
No, but I don't think we really need to know either.
Should call Dwayne Jefferson on the show one day. He's probably busy, though.
We're good on.
I just typed in 1997 West Point High School dunk contest. Dwayne Jefferson's Wikipedia comes up, and it says West Point High School slam dunk runner-up, second to Brandon Walker on Wikipedia.
But you're Brandon Walker.
Yes, Jake. That's the whole
Just crazy that that's on Wikipedia.
Is that what you're going to do every time you get Jake, here's the thing. If you're going to be a guest on the show, a guest commentator, you have to realize we have some running jokes here that you know what? Never mind. You're right. Thank you for reading that Wikipedia. Thank you for reading that. Scientists propose launching umbrella the size of Argentina 9 million miles from Earth to block our planet from the sun's rays and promise it would reduce warming by 2.7 F in 2 years. They're lying. That's stupid.
No, I think this is a good plan.
We're going to launch an umbrella the size of Argentina 9 million miles from Earth. How are we going to do that?
You take the umbrella.
Yeah.
You point it.
Right.
You pull the trigger.
How do you create an umbrella that big?
I think
Who's going to pack it? How are we getting it on a ship? How are we getting it up there?
I don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure out the third substance we're playing football. All right?
Yeah.
One thing at a time. Yeah. But I'm for this. I don't know what this even is, but I'm for it. I'm pro.
What if they reverse?
I'm pro shooting shit into space to solve our problems.
What if they reverse global warming, and then we realize quickly global warming was the best thing that ever happened to us?
Expand on that.
Warmer, better.
To an extent.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really care. I know we've been told to get out of here about 8:20.
Oh, they're doing the new show.
The unnamed show. Yeah. So
Disney.
I'm sure everybody's going to watch that. So we don't even have to promo it because everybody's going to watch it.
Disney announced a bunch of sequels.
The Moana 2 trailer's out, and I haven't watched it, and I'm going to watch it as soon as this show's over. Do you like Moana?
I like Moana.
Moana was so good.
I can see all the way across the ocean.
That's the one.
That's the
That's the
ocean
one you
over
sing.
there.
That's the one you sing?
It's the motherfucking ocean.
Welcome. You know.
And then pan flute. Last night I was over by the ocean. Now I'm right here by the ocean. What the fuck is the ocean? That's the song, right?
It's a good.
That's Moana.
Movie. Yeah. Yeah.
You like it because The Rock's in it.
No, I watched it because The Rock was in it. I liked it because it was good.
All right.
If he hadn't been in it, I wouldn't have watched it. Although Frozen was very good. Frozen 2, not bad. So Frozen 3 should be.
Let's do fuck, marry, kill, first date and not call back, and
We're not doing Mary Todd Lincoln?
let's do Mary, Todd, and Lincoln. These top three.
All right, I'll tell you this. Inside Out.
What are the
2,
five? How do you expand on fuck, marry, kill?
Well, I
We
think.
need two more.
How do you expand on that? Because if you fuck, you're done with that relationship because fucking's good. Marry, your life is over, and kill, their life is over. So
Yeah.
how do you expand on that?
I don't know.
Divorce and lead a good
Divorce.
life?
Yeah, divorce fuck,
amicably?
marry, kill, divorce, conscious uncoupling, and
remain friends.
just remain friends.
Okay. And then.
One date, and this isn't working for me, but I still want to be friends. Okay, do those five.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to kill Inside Out 2 because Inside Out is the worst Pixar movie. I don't give a shit about that girl's feelings. It's fucking stupid, and all it does, that's the moment Pixar movies stop being made for kids and start being made for adults who wish they were kids. It was stupid. Inside Out was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. A girl runs away at the end. Kids don't want to watch that shit. All right, and then go on. Well, I'm marrying and I'm fucking Frozen and Moana. I never saw Zootopia and
You're marrying Frozen.
I'm marrying
Frozen 3.
I'm marrying Frozen. No, I'm marrying Moana.
You're marrying Moana,
I'm
too.
fucking Frozen because there's two hot princesses and I'm having a threesome with them.
Okay. That's. Oh
Yeah.
boy. That's.
Well, they're of age in the
I
movies.
don't know that
Aren't
they are, Brandon.
I think they get
I
married.
don't know that they are,
Anna and
Brandon.
Elsa are of marriage age.
They
get engaged in the-
That doesn't mean they're of age.
They're of age.
This is like they used to.
of age.
They live in a castle,
The
dude. They
Frozen
used to
princesses
fucking.
are of age.
Princesses used to get married when they were like 11, dude. That's how a lot of these stories go.
No, they are of age.
Most Disney princesses
Anna and
are not
Elsa
of
are
age.
old enough to fuck. I promise you, they're old enough to fuck.
Jake, you got something?
Anna was 18 in the first movie, and Elsa was 21. Frozen 2
I think that's-
occurred after a
So
3-year time jump.
when did Frozen come out?
Frozen came out in
Yeah, like 2010?
No, dude, this is.
2013.
2013. So Frozen came out 11 years ago. Anna's now 29 years old.
Consider the source. The
Anna-
source is horny dudes online that want them to be 18 or 21. So, like,
Anna's,
what are we talking
Anna's
about?
29, Elsa's 32. What's the problem? They're in the prime of their sexual lives.
I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude.
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Well, like the alternative was Moana, and she's like,
You don't have to. You're fucking the movie, dude. You're not fucking the girl in the
oh,
movie.
okay, all right.
Like it's like you've never played Fuck, Marry, Kill, conscious uncoupling, just remain friends before. I mean, like, what are we
right.
doing?
All right, I love Moana. I'm excited for the sequel. Frozen will be a good sequel, although by that time my daughter will be like too old to watch it. She'll be like 18. Let's see, Toy Story 5. It's time for Toy Story to give it up.
No, dude, it's not. Toy Story 4, when they announced it,
But Toy Story 3 was perfect.
Yeah, that's why we were mad about Toy Story 4, but then Toy Story 4 was really good.
I didn't watch it.
It was so good.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, all of them have been good.
I'm done doubting Toy Story.
Okay,
I'm done. They could announce they have plans for 40 more Toy Stories, and I'm gonna trust that they're gonna.
You're all about Toy Story.
They're all good, dude. They're all bangers.
Now,
Toy Story 5 announced to come out in 2026.
yeah, that's what we were looking at, Jake. That's what we were looking at. That was the
What's going
graphic on the fucking screen.
Is this the greatest rise and fall in the history of media? Jake as a couch boy. I mean, like yesterday we were like,
He
holy
gets
shit.
a couple hits yesterday. Now he's swinging at everything.
There's sliders in the dirt, and this man's swinging out of his shoes.
Guy came off the bench and hit a 3, and now he's taking every
Like,
shot.
holy shit. Yesterday I mean, we're pulling back the curtain here. Yesterday, Brandon and I did have a talk off air that we're gonna fire her.
Right, yes.
And we're gonna get Jake to Chicago.
Yeah. And now he's dropping
And
the
then
ball.
Stefan's like, let's get him a mic, and it's been awesome. Oh my god, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
I think we're about out.
I think we are out. We'll be back tomorrow, I guess. I don't
Tomorrow,
know.
episode 100. 2 new shirts on the store. We're launching. Please help us with that, family. And Dr. Britt Baker will be here.
Dr. Britt Baker. We're. I don't know.
We're limping to the finish?
We're limping to the finish a little bit, and I don't want to. I want to bring some energy tomorrow,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a long night tonight.
I'm going to leave everything. Well, I think we'll be done by like 8:30.
Can we do something tomorrow to make it fun and exciting? What do these dice do? Can we do something with them?
Well, they're just poorly put together cardboard boxes. They're very flimsy.
Pick a number.
5.
It's 3.
5's facing me.
You lose. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with Britt Baker and
Shirts.
and we'll have fun. Our last show from Vegas. See you guys then.
TJ, you do it. That's how it's done. All right. Bye.